Yeah. We're just doing a little testing, making sure that the live is working properly, that you can see everything, that you can hear everything.
Yeah.
There she is. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Well, welcome, y'all. Let me turn this down. Let me turn this down. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Self Love Celebration. I'm super excited to have you guys. My mood is very chill this morning, but trust me, that I have the energy of light and abundance. I'm just a little tired this morning, but we're excited to be here and I'm super excited to have you. First and foremost, this is your safe space to celebrate yourself and one another. Okay, so once our guests come online, we're going to be clap, snapping, and shaking. Clap, snapping, and shaking. Because when you feel like you were going to affirm something, that something feels good to say, that something felt good to hear, you clap, snap, and shake it out. Okay, first and foremost. And I do want to give a disclaimer. Our guests are not on yet, so I'll wait to do this. Let's move on to our announcements before we jump into our conversation for today. So typically we would do a meditation, but since this is YouTube and I can't play this without getting flagged, I'm not going to be able to play it. So we're going to go ahead and skip this part, but we will go back to a grounding moment on our own rather than listening to the video. So we're going to skip to our announcements. So I have Them Jazz Funk online and in person every single Thursday, y'all. We out here, we doing our thing. Okay, we're taking class. We're having self-love oriented experiences in the dance studio, which is like a very different, interesting dynamic to put together. But it feels good. So we are here every Thursday online and in person. So if you're in the Atlanta area and you want to come check me out, come take the class and join the honeybees. We're at Six Dance Studio on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're also online. So I'll put all that information in the description bar after this video is over. But let's go back. Let's go back. We're going to take a little grounding moment. I'm not going to play this video, but we're just going to take a moment to breathe. So if you'll join me, take a moment to relax. Take a breath in and release. Another deep breath in. And release any anxiety, any tension, any stress that you've been holding on to. Inhale, calm, centered, and release unstable, anxious. This time when you breathe in, I want you to see the color blue for calm, for ease. Hold your breath for a second at the top. And as you exhale, see the color red, release. Again, take another deep breath in, seeing the color blue, like the color of the sea. Hold at the top. Let that transition into the color of the sky, baby light blue, and release. Take one more deep breath for yourself, showing gratitude that you're here, and release. All right. I'm feeling a lot more calm. I was a little anxious, a little shaky earlier. I haven't done a live in a long time, and I haven't done self-love celebration in a while. So we're happy to be back. So let's jump into our conversation, y'all. First and foremost, I want to introduce myself. My name is Chantel Serita, and I am your eclectic self-love coach and deliciously confident dance instructor. I'm the founder of She Got Love, which is a space for women to come together and really learn about themselves, to find harmony. Really is the goal, is to find harmony. So I'm looking to help women to achieve that, to adore themselves, and practice radical self-love, because we deserve it, we need it, we beyond need it. It's so important. So that's what I do. I'm also a teacher and instructor. I love teaching dance classes with the same type of elements, where we're focusing on finding harmony in our minds while we dance, because we can be talking to ourselves so crazy sometimes, and you don't deserve to talk to yourself like that. When you talk to yourself like that, you're listening, whether you believe it or not. So I've gotten my master's degree in sports psychology and counseling, so I do have a background in that field. However, this is a disclaimer. I am not a licensed therapist. This ain't therapy. This is a space to, again, find harmony. So we will touch on little topics that could lean down that route, but I do want you to know that if you feel like you need a therapist, please, please, please find one. This ain't it. Okay. So that's me. If you want to donate to She Got Love, to this space that I'm creating for women to be able to come together and really just hone in on self, to continue to create and build this out, I would love donations, and I appreciate donations. No pressure, but we are here for that if you are there for that as well. If we're aligned, we're aligned. Okay. So, icebreaker, what is your favorite pastime? So, we're going to be talking about things that are what we really feel like we enjoy. And we're going to be talking about things that we need in our life. So, I would love to hear from you. What is something that is your favorite pastime? Something that you like to do just to enjoy yourself? I like going on walks. Um, I used to skate a lot, but it's a lot. It takes a lot of energy now. I'm getting older, and my body be like, "Whoo, girl." I just got to get back into the groove, I guess. But I wouldn't mind going skating. It's been a while. I used to love skating when I was growing up, so maybe that'll be a way to channel my inner child at some point soon. So that's one of my favorite pastimes. But I would love to hear in the comments. I see someone in here, so I would love to hear what you got. What's your favorite pastime? In the meantime, in between time, let's introduce this topic. What's bugging you? Okay, what's bugging you? I'm gonna take a sip of water because we're about to jump in. What is bugging you? What I mean by that is we're gonna learn how to tend to our needs. First of all, learning what our needs are in the very first place, because a lot of times we have these negative emotions that build up, that we are frustrated at someone, or we might not even know what it is. We're just irritable. Have you ever just woken up and you're just like, man, I'm kind of pissed off. I don't know why. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to be stuck in no traffic. Don't cut me off. Or don't you dare cut me off. And when I'm driving, that type of energy. I've definitely been there. I don't have road rage as much anymore, but I do, like, I sometimes wake up just annoyed, or I'll just be irritated for. I'm a lot better at, like, knowing what it's coming from now that I've learned my needs. I don't always attend to them, which is the thing that I'm working on now. But everybody's in their journey in a different place. But a lot of the time, we don't know what our needs are. We don't even know why we're annoyed or that we're annoyed. We're just like, I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What is some type of way? And how do you even, like, address it so that you can help yourself feel better? Because ultimately you're in charge of how you feel. Nobody else is in charge nobody else is in charge of your emotions. You are. So even if somebody reacts a certain way or says something crazy to you, they're not responsible for how you react. You are. So a lot of the times we'll have these reactions and these different experiences, and we'll do things out of an emotion because we are not attending to our needs. And so we might be, like, irritable, and we'll get up and maybe, we'll be pissed off at somebody, we'll yell at them, or yell at somebody in traffic, or, you may slap somebody. Foreshadowing. So the research says that many people don't know what drives them to think, feel, and act in unhealthy ways. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a quote from Psychology Today. Slow down, Chantel. This is a quote from Psychology Today 2012 by Dr. Jim Taylor. And it really this is exactly what I'm saying. We don't even know why we're acting the way we're acting a lot of times. Like, you'll just do it. That's what a reaction is. You just do it. You don't think about it. You just do it, So it's a lot different when you actually know, oh, I just acted that way. That was different. I don't usually do that. Like, I noticed myself the other day. This was maybe like a week or two ago. I'm still kind of burned out. I ain't gonna hold you, but I was really burned out at the time, and I was still trying to like make things happen. So I was going on a walk, and I was so annoyed because there were so many things going wrong, and I was just walking, and something happened. I think like the light turned red, and I was like, man, the light is red. I just want to go. Oh! And I was just so mad. Like, why am I so angry? Why am I so angry at a light turning red? That's problematic. So I was like, obviously something else was bothering me. I was burned out, and I'm still burned out. I'm going to handle it. We'll talk about this. I'm dealing with it. But I was burned out. So obviously I'm going to be, like annoyed at everything, because I'm tired. So being tired, maybe you got in an argument with someone and you never like resolve those emotions. Maybe you're dealing with grief. There could be a multitude of things that you're experiencing that you might even try to avoid, but they're still there. If you didn't deal with it, it's still there. Even if you decide that it's just some type of way, if that's the feeling, some type of way. Well, then you're just going to be frustrated and going off on people. So that's why it's so important to not only know your needs, but tend to them as well, because many things can happen.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both.
Many things can happen, and I definitely want to watch this. But
you know who's got the?
I want to turn the volume down and skip through it a little bit because I don't want them to flag me. So I'm gonna mute it. But this, we all know. We all know. We've all seen this, right? Maybe you haven't.
Hardest job tonight.
Skip past a little bit.
Wow.
Skip past a little bit.
that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here.
This is what can happen.
Richard.
When you're pissed off at somebody.
Wow.
This is what can happen when you're pissed off at somebody. You can slap somebody because you're pissed. He may have had, like, we don't know what he's been through. And I don't want to make this about, I'm not trying to have a conversation about the Oscars and Will Smith or whatever, but I have my own opinion. I'm sure you have yours, but I'm sure he had a lot of emotions that were behind that. Like, you react to things, especially if you're dealing with something that you didn't know you were experiencing, like you're upset about something that you never dealt with. Like, we don't know what his life was like before Chris Rock made that comment. But all we know is we saw his reaction. And that, you can get to that point where you react a certain way because you were frustrated at things. So that's what I want to talk about today. And that's just a little example of what could happen. But can you even...
You know who's got the hardest?
Can you identify your needs? So a good question to ask yourself in order to see if you can identify your needs is, how do you know when you need a hug? Like a real hug. How do you know when you need, like, just relax, just sit down, go sit down somewhere and just... How do you know when you need that? Because you need it. Sometimes you just gotta hug your damn self. Why not? Okay, clap, slap, and shake that out. Because sometimes you just gotta do it. You feel me? You just gotta do it. And how do you know when you need it? How do you even know when you need a hug? When you feel some type of way? Right? When you just feel some type of way? Okay, what does that mean? So I'll give you an example. And again, this ain't therapy, but I've been in therapy. And I went through it for about 4 months or so and really learned a shit ton. I ain't even gonna hold you, I learned a lot. So one of the things that I do when I'm having a tough time, like when I had something happen that frustrates me or I'm irritated, I'll write it out in my journal. So my therapist told me to write out it's like an automatic thought record. So if I'm experiencing something or something happens, I get in an argument with my sister and, now me and her are in cahoots. Cahoots. Who says cahoots? Clearly I do. in cahoots. And so I'm upset now, right? I'm frustrated. I feel my chest get hot, you know. We'll talk about like the physical things to, or the different ways to be able to identify, but I'm just telling you my experience and what I do, and then we'll jump into that. So I get, my chest gets kind of hot. I feel flustered. I feel like shaky almost sometimes. It's hard for me to like form thoughts and make words happen make words happen in sentences that make sense. So what I've been doing when I have those type of experiences is I'll write out what the situation was, and I got this from my therapist. And then I'll write out my auto thought, like what did I think right away? What was the thought that I had immediately after that happened, and what am I thinking about during, while I'm writing this? And just writing it out helps me, one, to just get the situation out. It's out of my head. It's on paper. And then getting out whatever that automatic thought is, because then I can look at it like, oh, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was experiencing during that time. Or right now, that's what I'm experiencing right now. Because sometimes you'll just, and then you might have to even write it, for some, just keep writing until it comes out, because sometimes it takes time for you to get that out of your system. So this one, I was pretty short with it. But it helps so much to just get those thoughts out of my head, because then it helps me to process what I'm actually going through and what I'm experiencing, rather than holding on to it and being frustrated and annoyed for no reason. So, so let's jump into ways that you can kind of learn and know what your own needs are. So first and foremost, like the example I gave you, you want to physically tune into your body. So I mentioned feeling like my chest gets kind of heavy and hot, and I get flustered and shaky. Those are different feelings, and results of me being frustrated. Those are different experiences, or how my body reacts to being, frustrated. Those are the thoughts that I have here: disappointed, regretful, proud. Being proud sometimes is annoying, because you're just like, but I should feel like this. Like you stick your nose up a little bit. It's silly. But anyway, I'm shaming myself. I shouldn't do that. Um, yeah, those are just some of the feelings that I had, and that's what how my body reacted. Then you want to pinpoint what you need. So in that moment, just like right now, you can't see it. I don't want to move this camera, but I'm watching. I have like a screen of like fish and like oceans. It's just on my screen, and it kind of helps me to calm down, or just to be like chill. But when I'm like frustrated, like the way I was during this example, listening to rain sounds, listening to ocean, like waterfalls, nature sounds, mainly like water, really calms me down. I have like Play-Doh that I use. I haven't used it in a while, but I usually keep it by my desk, because when I feel anxious while I'm doing work, using the Play-Doh kind of brings me back into my body, because I am feeling that, that shakiness. It kind of helps me to ground myself a little more. Ask yourself what you need. You can literally ask yourself what you need. And it helps to journal it, because sometimes it's hard. Like you're not going to know right away, especially if this is your first time doing this. But if you don't, if you are used to, once you get used to it, once you start, you really are comfortable with asking yourself what you need, and you're comfortable with answering it, if that makes sense, then it'll be more like second nature for you. But at first you might need to kind of dig, journal about it, dig in a little bit and see what's going on. Like how am I really feeling? And like you might have to spend a little time, but it's worth it. It's so worth it, because you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to be able to react and respond instead of react in situations, and you're going to overcome them faster. Like there's never going to be a time where you don't have, there's never going to be just it's easy all the time. You're not going to reach a point in life that's just how it is as the human experience. You're never going to reach a time in life where everything is just easy all the time now. You're going to have times that are tough, and you're going to know how to deal with them better to take care of yourself during that time. It's not going to make, it's not going to make it go away. Those experiences go away, but you will be able to deal with them better. And you can also ask others for what you need. So if you need space, ask for space. If you need to go out of town and you want to hang out with friends, if that's something that they're open to doing, I mean, ask them. You never know. If that's something that you need, though, ask your friends what you need. If you need to talk to a friend, call them and say, hey, I need to chat. If you need therapy, call and get some therapy, and ask your therapist, what am I supposed to do in this situation? She might not tell you, or they might not tell you. They're going to make you answer that question. But they would help you get to that point. But asking others for what you need. This also includes setting boundaries, which is a whole nother conversation, because setting boundaries is asking people for what you need. It's saying, like, I need, like, if you don't talk to people like me, I don't talk to people in the morning time before like a certain time, like before I've done my meditation and I've, set myself up for my day. I try not to talk to anybody. That's one of my boundaries. So if I have a friend who constantly calling me before I get that time in, then I got to be like, yo, I love you, but I'm just not going to answer the phone before this time because I'm not in the mind space to talk to people right now. And that's okay. Having a boundary is healthy. Asking for what you need is healthy. And in doing that, you're setting yourself up for a more resourceful life. I don't want to say easier, because it's not. Life is never, it's not going to be easier, but it is going to be. You're going to be able to deal with it more effectively. Again, thank you if you are donating or have donated. I really appreciate you for donating to She Got Love. This is a way for me to continue to create this safe space for us, continue to build and grow together. So I really do appreciate that. If you're aligned, you're aligned. All right, so I want to jump into some journaling now. And I want to talk about why journaling is important. We've already kind of touched on this a little bit, but one of the biggest things in figuring out what your needs are is self-awareness. So being able to be aware of how you feel, and just in general, being self-aware in general is very helpful in life. So journaling will help you be more self-aware. It'll help you to accept yourself more. It'll help you to give yourself more love the way that you deserve. You can write yourself love letters. You can write out the things that, write your childhood or write to your inner child. I do that. I used to do that a lot. I haven't done that in a while. I should get back to that. It'll help you to become more feel more like you are worth it. Like you're worthy. You can write affirmations, and that really helps with your self-worth. And, there's many, many, many benefits, but these are just some of the ones that stood out to me, especially in regards to the topic that we have today. So we're going to write ourselves a letter. But before we do this, there's actually, I didn't put the video on here. There's actually a video I want us to write. So I'm going to leave this little part up. And then I'm going to grab this video because there is something that I want us to watch. And I want us to have a conversation about it before we go into our journaling. So give me a second. Let me pull this up. Here it is.
Turbo
Oh no.
X Live.
These ads. The worst. The worst.
We're not lazy. Let go.
Okay. All right. So there's a video that I want us to watch. It is, her name is Alicia. Let me make sure I'm not butchering your name, boo. I love your work. Alicia Renice, the artist. And she has a video called You're Not Lazy, You're Tired. And I couldn't agree more. I had to watch this for myself. I'm actually tired right now, and that's a whole nother conversation. I was mentioning the burnout earlier. But I want to share this, and I want to have a little combo about these different things she's going to say in this video, because she touched on a lot of amazing points. So I definitely want to talk about them. So let me share this.
All that shame and guilt. You are not lazy for choosing rest and to choosing not to do anything at all. Because the truth is, If you never did another thing in your life, you would still be worthy. Let's be real here. I feel like it's a very lazy argument to say that people are lazy when really they're just tired.
Okay. First of all, people are not lazy. People are not lazy. They're just tired. And she's specifically talking about, let's be clear here. She's specifically talking about Black people, especially the Black women. How often have you been told you're lazy? Or how often do you tell yourself? That's the biggest thing. And that's really what we're talking about here. How often do you tell yourself, I'm lazy because I don't want to do anything, because I'm tired, because I need rest? Think about it though, because a lot of times you'll tell yourself this and maybe you're not even realizing that you're saying it to yourself. But how often have you felt bad for just resting? I know I do all the time. I equate my worth to my productivity, and that's something that I'm currently working on unlearning, because that's definitely not a healthy habit or a healthy mindset to have. But that's where I am. And so whenever I rest, it can be really hard because I just feel like I need to always be doing something in order to be worthy. So I want to hear more of what Alicia has to say here.
But there's really no room in our society for us to consider the fact that we're just exhausted and not lazy. Society is always pushing you to do more, to buy more, to achieve more, to be more productive, and to be more prosperous, and all this other stuff. And it really comes at a cost. It comes at a heavy cost.
I used to tell myself all the time that like being busy, like that was my thing. Like I love being busy. I love like getting better at things. I need to be better at things. That's my favorite thing. I love being better at things. But really, is that really what I want? Because that just sounds like I'm, again, equating my worth to my productivity. So that's been something that I've been, sitting with for some time now. But what she's saying makes sense. Like we're told that you have to always be more than what you are. Like where you are right now is not enough. But it is. You don't have to do shit and you are still worthy. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to do shit and you are still worthy. Clap, snap, and shake. Clap, snap, and shake. For real. You don't have to do nothing. And I'm telling myself this, I don't gotta do shit and I'm still worthy. These conversations need to happen. So let's hear what else she has to say.
A lot of people are exhausted, they're tired, they're sick, they're weary, their joints hurt, their head hurts, their body hurts, because we're always overreaching, overstretching, overcommitting, because that's the game we have to play in westernized society. To be seen as normal, we have to always be doing. The first thing people ask you is, what do you do for a living? Like, what do you plan to do today? And dare you have a day off, people assume that because you have time available, you're available to serve them or serve other people. And a lot of people are really checking out and saying, you know what? I'm tired.
Man, telling people that you're not doing anything and okay, so let's go here. No, I'm not doing anything because I choose to literally not do anything. I need to lay here. I'm not going anywhere. It took me a while to get to the point where, and I'm still, like I said, still learning, to get to the point where I can just sit down and be all right. Like I always felt like I had to go somewhere, be with somebody, or like just being at home watching TV, resting was not good enough. Like I have to always do something. I have to have 5 jobs. I have to be an A+ student in school. I have to be a all-around competitor in gymnastics. I have to hit every single competition. I have to, man, no wonder I'm damn tired right now. And I know it's probably similar with you because this is common. And having that exhaustion, this goes back to your needs. You need to rest. You need to rest. My affirmation for the rest of this year, and I believe I got this from watching Alicia's videos, but my affirmation for the rest of this year is rest is productive. Because you have so many amazing thoughts and amazing ideas from just sitting down.
And I think that we look at ourselves the same way. Like I struggle with the same thing, saying like, dang, am I lazy? Am I lazy because I didn't want to do anything today? But I didn't take into account that I'm exhausted. I'm mentally drained, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And especially now, it's so weird because even around, what's going on in the world today, at the beginning, people were saying, don't come out of here without a business, without, a movement, or without more money. And it's like, we don't have any room to really just be in the society. We don't have any room to take a breath, to take a rest. And because other people are opting out of playing the game, we call them lazy.
Yeah, she's saying we don't have any room to be anything else but productive. We don't have any room to just be. Like, when's the last time you just sat down? You didn't have a video playing. You weren't thinking about what you're going to do next. You weren't watching TV. You weren't listening to music. You weren't talking to someone else. You weren't, you weren't doing anything. You're just sitting and breathing and like kind of just focusing on your breathing and looking at your toes. When's the last time you just looked at your toes and just like looked at them? When's the last time that you just sat and just felt what it feels like to just sit and breathe within your whole body? And these are things that help to become a healthier, more harmonized person, because just sitting and just being, that's what we do best. We're human beings. We are supposed to be. Just be. And it's so important. It's so crucial. But we don't have this habit. We don't have this mindset in place anymore. And I don't even want to say anymore. It's been, super ingrained in us that we always have to just move around and do 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 and do.
What we call the mediocre. Or we say they don't want anything in their lives, when really they're not playing the game is revolutionary. Them not opting in for being burnt out and stressed is revolutionary. And it is hard work to not want to opt into that work. It is hard work to say, no, I'm not going to do something, or to say that's enough for today when I could think of a million different things to do.
That's real. It's so hard to just be like, no, I'm not going to do anything. Because honestly, to be honest, like, I'm tired right now. I probably should still be in the bed because I just have had a long week and I'm about to have another long week. But here I am. And I'm enjoying this, actually. I'm enjoying this conversation because it's helping me realize a lot of stuff. But why do I always feel like I just always have to do? Why do I always feel like I have to move and just be doing things all the time? And like, it's hard to just be like, I'm just going to sit down. I'm just not going to do anything. Like right now, my soul sister is supposed to be taking a vacation next week. And she keeps trying to plan meetings during the week. And I'm like, no, you don't need to plan any meetings because you need to take the whole week off and do nothing. And I'm like, it's like pulling teeth with her. She's like, what do you mean? Like, I need to. But I'm the same way. I have to, it's hard. It's hard to just say no and just sit down somewhere.
To send myself to bed exhausted. But I think calling people lazy is actually a lazy argument, because it rids you of the need to actually think critically about why people are here and why people got here. It also rids you of the need to really question, why are we glorifying exhaustion anyway? Why are we glorifying grinding and hustling, right? There's a game being played here. I did a video before about how Black excellence is a scam, and it scams Black people out of peace, out of joy. It scams Black people and uses their bodies to build up other things for other people.
Ooh, she's touching on a lot of things here. A lot of things. Wow. Just the idea of like us always having to be excellent at everything that we do. How much, like, I don't want to say how much work does it take, but it's the mindset behind it that makes you feel like you have to drive. Just drive all the time. Just drive. Don't stop. Don't breathe. Don't stop. Don't look back. Don't stop. Don't breathe. Just go. Why? To build somebody else's business, to build somebody else's happiness, reality. Not happiness, because you can't control other people's feelings, but somebody else's, dreams. Why? Even building your own. I have to remind myself this all the time. Things don't happen overnight. You can't expect to put something out and then the next day it blows up. You have to put, and I don't want it to be that way because that's not sustainable. You have to be able to sustain what it is that you're calling in. If you can't sustain what it is you're calling in because it just blew up overnight, you're not going to be able to. That's like putting a gallon of water and like trying to pour it into a cup. It's just going to be like, whoa, oh. I can't carry all of this shit. This is a lot. God damn it. And it's going to like overflow. And so that's why it's, you have to be able to, it has to all be in one. You have to be able to hold it. You have to be able to contain it. And if you can't, because it blew up overnight, that's why the diligence of growth is a vital part of your I don't want to say success because again, that's just not the word I'm looking for with this conversation, but it's you have to be able to hold what it is that you're calling in. You have to be able to hold it. And it takes time to build the container that's going to hold your blessing. There it is. Ah, I knew I'd get to it. Oh, hey. Hey, beauty. How you doing? Good. You look cute. Yes. Let's go. So I'm actually live right now, and I have my girl Bella in the background. She in the backstage. She about to come on. She about to pop out, looking cute. So before I bring her in, I'm just super excited to have Bella on because this is a conversation. We've had conversations like this before, but I just love listening to her videos and just, all the conversations that you have when you're on your Facebook posts, when you're talking about your inner child work and just all the different things that you are bringing to the table that need to be discussed. I find it very valuable. And I just love, having conversations with you. So I'm going to bring her on now. You ready, boo? There she is. There she is. There she
Hi.
is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. This is our second time doing a nice little stream like this. So,
Yes, thank you for having me again.
of course, my love. So, tell the folks who are you, what you're about.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Bella. I am a multi-creative, intuitive, and writer in Chicago. And most of my work really is centered around reconstructing how we see self-empowerment within like traditional structured systems. So I do a lot of energy work, uh, performance, dancing, writing, all centered around self-empowerment.
Yes, I
So yeah.
love this. I love this. And that's, you know, exactly what we were just talking about because what I was, what the topic is today is learning your needs and tending to
Mhm.
them and being able
Yes.
to, being able to do that and having the space to do that.
Hmm.
We were just watching a video that was talking about the idea of Black people in general feeling like we always have to work, 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 and we're not empowered to just rest.
Oh, yeah.
So the last thing that we were just saying was why is it so hard to just sit down somewhere for us? Like, why do we always feel like we just have to be doing something for that to equate our worth? For me, I'm unlearning that. My
Yeah.
worth does not equate my productivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what's funny? I was actually just thinking about that before I joined the live about how we are programmed to put our needs last. Um,
Hmm.
Even at work, I will if I have to use the bathroom, my body is telling me I have to use the bathroom.
Hmm.
But I'm like, okay, but I have to finish all this first before because I don't want anybody to think I'm lazy. I don't want anybody to think I'm not doing any
Yeah.
work. So I think it's just programming. I mean, from childhood, us being told, not really even being taught boundaries as children, give them a hug, say hi to this, talk to them on the phone. It's like we weren't given the opportunity to just say, do you want to do this? You don't have to. Do you want to do this? So we've always been taught to put our needs last. So I mean it's something that is normal for us. It's like a reflex for all of us.
It is. It's like a natural response. Like
Mm-hmm.
naturally, we're just oh, okay. They want to talk to
Yeah.
me. Okay, you
Yep.
know. And that's something I was speaking on earlier. Is that I used to get so annoyed in the morning when I was living back at home in Chicago. Like I stayed with my parents for about 2 years before I moved to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And I just get so annoyed when I would wake up in the morning and I would just be told what to do as soon as I woke up. Like I haven't brushed my teeth, y'all. Can I wash my ass, maybe?
Right.
And you're telling
Right.
me this and this. I'm like, dang, can I be me? Can I just be first before I do anything for you?
Right.
And so I feel like I was always irritable. I
Mm-hmm.
was irritated all the time. I was like, want to snap on people all the time. I would just have an attitude. And I didn't know why I always had an attitude, but I was tired and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have time for myself.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the space to make that time for myself. I didn't even know what that meant,
Ooh,
to be real. To be real.
man. And that's a word right there because even now, I'm pretty sure most of us, when we do have time to ourselves, we feel like we have to be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, peace. I need, this is weird. I think I need to work on something. It's
Right.
like,
Let me get my laptop out.
right,
Why?
yes,
For what? Why don't you just chill?
exactly.
And that's what I was saying. My affirmation for the rest of this year is sleep or rest is productive.
Mm,
Rest is productive.
I love it.
Absolutely. So we were listening to a video before you hopped on, and she was covering a couple of really good points. I'm going to hide the video, but I'll just play her voice because
Mm-hmm.
I do want to. I think there's a lot of gems in there that we can talk about. So I'm going to play the
Okay.
next part of the video. Her name
Okay.
is Alicia. Um, Alicia Renee. Alicia Renee. Yes, the artist. She does
Okay.
really great videos on YouTube about Black women and self care and self empowerment, everything that we're aligned with.
Okay.
Well, at the end of the day, it leaves you depleted and exhausted. A few days ago, I was listening to Mel Robbins, and she was talking about how procrastination isn't always bad. Sometimes you procrastinate because your body is tired, it needs a break. But we're so not used to taking a break. We're so not used to actually checking in with our bodies and our souls to one, see if we're aligned with what we're doing, or if we're just doing busy work for the sake of doing it, or doing work just because of people say that we should, or we think that we should because we've been trained to think.
So, okay, she said procrastination is actually because your body just needs to rest. Have
Mm.
you ever experienced that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm one of those people that I find fun in being busy. Like that's my
Girl.
energetic blueprint. My energetic blueprint is like when I'm busy, I'm at like I'm in my natural element. So sometimes I don't see when I do end up procrastinating, I think I'm having like some type of block. Like, okay, I'm having like a creative block or
Mm-hmm.
something. But yeah, our bodies know what's best for us. So if our bodies is like, girl,
Sat down.
sit down.
For
You
real.
better not. Yeah.
I was just the other day actually when I was preparing for this, I waited to the very last minute. I usually do a little presentation, which you'll see it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was preparing the presentation and I'm like, I waited till literally like the 2 days before
Uh-huh.
at like 8 p.m. I was just like, I don't, and the only reason I was able to do it is because I had an accountability buddy. But I would have
Yes.
waited, girl. I might have waited till this morning and been like,
Girl.
ah, girl. Ooh.
Hilarious.
But
That's
I'm
so funny.
tired. That's something I was saying. Like I'm tired, and I need to. I have a vacation plan where I'm going to take a whole week off. But
Yep.
I'm burned out, and I think my body is starting to be like, if you don't sit down, I'm gonna make you sit
Mm-hmm.
down. So I
Yep.
have no choice at this point.
Yep. One thing I've noticed, Mom, I get sick if I don't rest. Like if my body for some reason I'll start feeling like these pain points in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like in my side or my back. I'll be like, why is my side hurting? And it's like my body is telling me like you're just doing too much. You're moving around too much. You have not had I'll stay up late at night until like 2 in the morning. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, and it's like my body is like, I understand that you thrive, doing all this stuff last minute. I'm the same way. I procrastinate. Um, I don't know. I like the challenge. Like, oh, I can finish this. But it's really important. It's like you said, accountability button. Like, okay, even if you want to do this today, just rest.
Mm-hmm.
Give
Mm-hmm.
yourself that ability to rest because then you'll even have more motivation and energy the next day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, that's so real, and
Yeah.
and a lot of your thoughts and a lot of your ideas come from when you've been resting. Like when you just sit down, that's when your
Mhm.
best thoughts come out. And you're like, oh, because even last week, like I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was supposed to teach class, and I did teach class, but I was gonna make up choreography and like do this whole thing, and I
Mhm.
woke up in the morning, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm so tired. I wish I didn't have this event happening, but
Mhm.
now I'm accountable. I gotta go, even though I really
Yep.
still didn't have to go. I could have canceled it,
You're
but
right.
that's not who I am. I'm gonna have this
Mhm.
event. So
Right.
instead of like making it a big thing where I have to do all this choreo and like make sure I practice the warm up and like all this
Mhm.
stuff, I was like, I'm just gonna sit down and do nothing for the next 4 or 5 hours, and then I'm
Yep.
gonna have a groove session during this open house. I'm just
Yep.
gonna play a playlist, and we're just gonna dance.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Yes, ma'am.
And just sitting there, I got some really, and that's where I got the idea because I sat for about 4 hours just relaxing. And then I was
Mhm.
like, huh. why don't I do a group session tonight?
See?
And it'll take a lot of pressure off my brain, off my body.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. I felt so much better after the class. I still probably could have just canceled it, but
Yeah.
baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah.
Yes. So I want to play the next little part of this video.
Think that we should do something. And really, procrastination is giving your mind a break. Procrastination is saying, you know what, I don't feel like writing this paper right now. Let's go watch Netflix. And I feel so bad because every single system in this country is built to exhaust you. When I went to college, that was the first time that it was normalized that people should stay up to write papers or to study for tests. Teachers didn't care if you had a heavy workload. They didn't care if you had a full-time job or if you had kids. They assumed that all of your life should be consumed with the schoolwork that you're doing, the lectures.
What's your experience with school and overworking?
Ooh, so when I went to the Art Institute in Schaumburg, obviously it's an art school, so most of the work is art based. So photography classes, art, film classes, things like that. And speech class. Ooh, speech class. Okay, so I had a speech class where we had to write our own thesis from, I forgot what it was. That was so long ago. But I just remember feeling so stressed out because we usually will have speeches we would have to write every week, but it had to be a certain amount of like pages. And my thing with homework and stuff like that is everybody is different and everybody processes things differently. So when you have a class that you have to write 10 pages on, and then you have other classes where you have to do other projects, you have to draw this big thing, it's stressful because it's definitely created for you to, I don't want to say fail, but for you to burn out, like, and force things. Now you're forcing things you're forcing things to come about. So if I'm writing a paper and then I have 3 other things I have to do for school and class, they're not coming from a genuine place because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to write this 10-page paper by, a week from today. And then I have to draw other pictures of things I don't really care about. So now I have to force that. So it's making you force things, and when you force things, you become exhausted. So I just remember always being exhausted because I didn't really care about the topics at hand. So I guess just for school for me is just the having to force certain things to come about instead of being like, hey, you guys, this is a project, it's due at the end of the month. Like this whole, I don't like traditional ways of doing stuff, clearly. So, I've never been a fan of, getting a whole bunch of homework and a boatload of work, and then you're supposed to turn it in next week. I have a life, my mental health, my family, my friends. Like life is about balance. So if you're not incorporating balance into your life and it's only focused on the work that I'm doing at school, I mean, how do you expect me to show up as, my authentic self, full of energy and giving you all that I have, the best that I have, if you expect me to do all this stuff and completely negate the fact that I have my own life? So that was always with me. I was just like, I'm supposed to not have a life because I'm in school.
That sounds crazy when you think about it, right?
Yeah. No. I mean, think about like if you in a relationship, right? If you in a relationship and this has happened, I'm pretty sure with us, and we make our world go around this person and we completely shut out everything else, at some point in time, things are going to catch up with each other. You're going to start feeling isolated. You may feel like, oh, I don't have any friends. I don't really talk to my family like that. And it's not that you didn't want that. It's because you were so focused on this. It's supposed to be balanced in all areas of your life.
Yes. You need that balance. And you can't show up authentically. That's something else we were talking about earlier. Is you're going to react in different ways when you have all this other stress going on in the background. You're not going to have your normal reaction to things. You're going to be irritable. You're going to be, maybe you might slap somebody like Will did. We watched that video earlier too.
Yes.
But you never like. There's so many things that could occur, and you're not showing up as your true self because you have so much stress in one area of your life that ultimately, like, did you even use your degree?
But
Did you use your degree? Right? Like,
girl,
I'm like trying to find a way to make it make sense, my counseling, but like I'm not a therapist and I don't want to be a therapist, girl.
right, right.
So
Oh,
you do all this, you use all this energy, and for what? At the
for
end of the day,
what?
for what? For what?
Yep,
It's tiring,
man. It's
and that's why
it's
we're
very
exhausted.
tiring. Yeah, yeah, and I can see why a lot of people homeschool. I can see why,
Mm-hmm.
because the way schools are built is not for humans, for robots.
Right,
Like,
it is. And that's really why it was created. It was actually the system of school, I believe, was created in Germany when they were wanting factory workers. So they were
mm,
grooming factory workers. So they would have them sit down for hours upon hours, just teaching them all this stuff. And they were just used to, having this chunk of time that they just worked.
yeah,
That way they can easily be transferred to the factories. They would know, that's already the
mm,
lifestyle they live. They brought that over to the United States, and that's now our school system, and
ooh,
still our school system.
man.
So I don't want my kids going to school. You said homeschooling, that's definitely what I'm thinking about for my little.
Okay,
I am not. I refuse.
same. I'm not gonna have my kids stressed out unnecessarily.
There's no point. There's really
Mm-mm.
no point. All right, let's go back to what she's talking about over here.
The studying, the tests. And I hated it. Every fiber of my being pushed against this. I wanted to rebel against it. I stayed up late one time and I got sick. And after that, I said no more. And I never allowed another teacher to have me stressed out anymore. If I didn't make the test, I didn't make it. If I didn't pass, I didn't pass. But I'm not going to exhaust myself just to please you so you can give me a thumbs up.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Girl, she said that.
mm.
What's that reaction?
Because it's honestly just a ripple effect that makes so much sense. It's like you're doing all this just to say you're smart. Congratulations. And it's just that, like, when you really think about those things, like, what it's like what you were saying, like, I'm doing all this for what? Like, I'm doing all this just for somebody to say you're smart, or just for somebody to reaffirm me and say, like, hey, I'm telling you something you already knew, but I had to break you down to make you feel like you didn't know that, just so I can tell you are that.
Ugh, that's so like, that don't
Ugh.
sit well with me. I don't
Mm-mm.
like that. I don't like
No.
that. Had to break you down just so that you can believe that I told you that you
Mm.
did it right. That takes your validation away. That takes
Yep.
your self validation away, and it gives it to somebody else.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous. That
Mm-mm.
is that is how that is the world we live in.
This world is stupid.
Stupid. Yep.
Stupid, bruh. Like, why? I already look my what's it called? I'll be looking at all the little, behind the scenes.
Yep.
I can't think of the word right now. When you like look at all the different, it's like a different type of theory.
Conspiracy?
Yeah, I'm about to get into
Conspiracy
my
theories?
conspiracy bag.
Yeah. Same. Same.
For real. But yeah, that's messed up to think that, a system is breaking you down just so it can intentionally build you up in the way that it wants to build you up. That's
Mhm.
scary. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't want you to have any type of hands in how I validate myself, or anything that has to do with like how I perceive myself and my self validation and my self, identity and all those different
Mm-hmm.
things. Like, mm-mm.
Yep.
And it's spooky just thinking about how you don't realize these things growing up,
Yep.
and then you just get used to it,
Yeah.
and you get
And,
used to ignoring yourself.
yeah, and once you emerge from that, once you become woke or whatever, but it's really just you becoming more aware of who you naturally are,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the conditions, the programming, what people want you to be, who they think you are. You begin to emerge and truly begin to embody who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That is when everybody thinks you're crazy. It's like, no, I'm not crazy. I'm just very aware of how this world works, that I'm not going to entertain it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think I just think that's important to always have a sense of self, because if you don't have a sense of self, that's why when I go out into the world, I know who I am.
Period.
So people can't tell me who, because people will tell you who you are if you don't know who you are.
That, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the other dangerous part.
Yeah.
Other people will tell you who you are if you don't know, and you're gonna
Yeah.
believe them.
Yeah.
That's not good. I don't want nobody having no say in my self identity, and I
Right.
feel like, there, to a capacity, there's still things that I have to unlearn in order to fully tap into who I really truly am. Like another thing I was
Absolutely.
mentioning earlier, because I was speaking on learning your needs and tending to them, and I kind of lost where I was going with that. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about how you have to know who you are, because somebody will tell you who you are if you go out into the
I can
world.
tell you who
And
you
you
are.
were saying that you're still learning, unlearning certain things.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, because that belief that I was telling you about earlier, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
was equating my worth to my productivity. And
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I used to believe that I just love getting better at things. Like that's one of my values
Yeah.
is becoming better.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Right.
Because ultimately, if you think about it, you're trying to always be better. You're trying to. What's wrong with who you are right now?
Mm.
Damn, I just had the
Yeah.
realization.
Woo! Girl, put
That's something
it
I'm
on the shirt.
actively
Put it on
unlearning.
the shirt.
Girl, woo!
Baby.
Yeah, that's real. Like
Yeah.
I don't, I don't feel like that should be, I don't think that's my true value. I think that's something that was put on me,
Yep.
something that I accepted
Yep.
growing up as a kid. You get all these beliefs as when you're a child, when you just absorb them all. And then
Mm-hmm.
by the time you get older, you don't know that they're still there, but you're still living by these rules that you created when you were like 7.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, how do I unlock that? How do I break out of that? And how do you
Mm-hmm.
even realize you have to question everything? You literally
Yes.
question everything.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
What are you currently unlearning?
Who? Um, People pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently unlearning people pleasing. I thought I wore it as a badge of honor, as an identity. Like, oh, I'm just this nice person. Like, why would people not like me? Like, I'm so nice. I'm so nice. When in reality, I'm realizing, like, yes, I'm kind, but who I really am is someone who's assertive, who has boundaries. And if I say no,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. You
Yes.
know, I always related, I think because growing up, I saw the women in my life when they were being assertive, it was mean. They were calling each other names, bitch, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I equated being assertive with being mean. So I always
Mm-hmm.
told myself growing up, I don't want nobody to see me like that. So I used to just, oh sure, no problem, don't worry about it. Oh, you're running late. Don't no problem. Don't I don't
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stressing about that. Oh, you need this? I could do it for you. I could take you home. Yeah, and I just overdid my part because I was like, I don't want nobody to think I'm mean. Because deep
Mm-hmm.
down inside, I know I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So one
Yes.
thing I'm learning now is the power of no, the power of I can't do that. I'm in a part of my journey in my life where I'm really focusing on putting myself first.
Mm-hmm. That's
So yeah,
amazing. That's an
yeah.
amazing thing to unlearn and to relearn.
Ooh, it's hard.
It is. It's not easy at all. And you know what? This is actually something else that we touched on today earlier. Know and own your needs.
Yes.
So some of the ways to do that, which you touched on one of these, but the first way is to physically tune into your body. So how do you feel? Like, how does it feel when you people please and it doesn't go your way? What does that feel
Right.
like in your body? For
Yes.
me, when equating my worth to my productivity, being still and trying to like just sit still and not do
Mhm.
anything and being okay with just relaxing, my body,
Mhm.
it because I'm telling myself it's not okay, I'm getting anxiety, my body starts to feel like
Mm.
anxious. I
Mhm.
feel anxious. That's
Yep.
what I physically feel. You want to pinpoint what you need in that moment, and these are ways to like really tend to what you need, like pinpoint what it is. Like at this time I do need rest, and that's okay. I need to journal because I need to get these thoughts out of my head, right? That's what I
Mm-hmm.
need. Ask yourself what you need if you don't know what it is. Maybe you have to journal it out. Maybe you have to some I used to do recordings where I would just play my voice memo on my phone and I would just record myself.
Yes.
And that would really help me, and I'll listen back to it and I'll be like, oh, okay, it's something else will click.
Yeah.
And then what you were just saying, setting boundaries. Ask others for what you need.
Yes.
And not even just asking. Like, this is something that that's one way to look at it, but not just asking, but also telling when you have to set a boundary. Like, no, this is
Absolutely.
what I need.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I give my feelings names that come
I like
up
that. I
because
like
it helps me identify like who's coming through.
that.
Because I know there's so many layers of myself. So
Yes.
like for instance, self-doubt, I call her Dottie. Like whenever I'm feeling self-doubt when I do reaffirm myself or if I tell someone no, and then self-doubt will be like, shouldn't have said that because now they're gonna be mad at you.
Mhm.
Now, they're gonna be talking about you. I'll be like, Dottie,
I love
what?
that. I love that so
Dottie.
much.
I'm like, no, I really don't think they're gonna be mad at me. I feel like if they really care about me and if they're my people, they're gonna understand. And if they're not my people, they're not. And
Period.
that's what I need. So cool.
Yep.
So yeah,
I love
absolutely.
that. And I think that helps you. I love that you name your emotions because it helps you to pinpoint what it is, like pinpointing
Exactly.
what it is. And then what do
Yes.
you need in that moment? So like when Dottie is acting a fool, what do
Yeah.
you need from yourself in that moment?
Yeah. I feel like in that moment, I just need to breathe and just reaffirm myself. Like I'm practicing um reaffirming myself, like
Mm-hmm.
counteracting my thoughts in that
Mm-hmm.
moment. Because it takes practice because the more you practice something, the more like anything else, it becomes a habit. So if Dottie is coming through telling me people gonna be mad at me because I shouldn't have did that, I'm gonna reaffirm that and actually say like, I don't think they're gonna be mad at me. I actually think that whoever, like I said, whoever's for me is gonna be completely okay with that.
Yeah.
And really trusting that and trusting myself with that. Because a lot of times we don't trust ourselves. We'd be like, I don't really think that's gonna happen. It's like, no, you have to trust that the decisions you make for yourself are for your best interest.
Yes.
Like you know what's best for you. You're not just gonna be out here setting yourself up,
Yes. And what's for you will be.
for you. Yes.
What's for
Mm-hmm.
you will be. I love that. So I want to touch on journaling. I see
Mm-hmm.
your pen, and I got my journal and my pen over here too.
Yes,
So we're
ma'am.
gonna jump into that. I wanted to talk about why journaling. Some reasons why journaling is important in the first place. So I'm
Okay.
gonna hide this for a second. I'm gonna name these points, and then we'll talk about them too.
Okay.
So I have self-awareness because you
Mm-hmm.
can obviously become more self-aware when you're writing these things out about how you're feeling. You're
Mm-hmm.
becoming more aware of what you're feeling.
Yeah.
It gives you a chance to accept yourself, gives you a chance to love yourself, which that's our topic for today, our journaling
Mm-hmm.
prompt for today. And then it gives you a chance to have that sense of self-worth. Like you were
Yeah.
just saying, you affirm yourself um,
Yeah.
when you need it. And that's something that in your journaling, you're able to affirm yourself. Like
Yeah.
literally write it out, and then
Yes.
seeing it and writing it, physically writing it out does something different too.
It
You're
does.
getting it out of your brain and physically
Yeah.
getting it out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, do you journal?
I journal all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
What do you journal about, and why do you journal?
So I journal for different things. Like every morning I journal in my gratitude journal
Mm-hmm.
because I realize I manifest quicker when I write what I'm grateful for opposed to just saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Um and also I journal when I call it downloads, like when I get ideas in the
Mm-hmm.
moment, I'll be like, "Oh, I got to write this down because if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it." So then I journal based on the idea I have and like the vision that I have in that current moment. So
Mm-hmm.
journaling for me is really like um releasing, but also it's a great way for me to manifest because like when I feel like
Yes.
my emotions are like it's like this aura that comes around. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, okay, time to manifest whatever, like, so
Get it out.
not only is it a way for me to release, but it's a way for me to bring things full circle for me. And like the gratitude journal, I noticed when I write in my gratitude journal every morning, my weeks are different, my days are different. If I don't write in my gratitude journal, when I'm at work, I just feel like, ugh, like I didn't do something today, you know?
Oh, I
So
love that.
yeah, I agree with it. Definitely brings a different feeling, and it sets the tone for your day. Um, journaling before you go to bed and journaling before you go wherever you need to go in the morning, it definitely sets the tone. It's underrated,
Oh my God,
honestly.
very
It's
much
so
so.
underrated.
Very
People, when I tell people like, "Oh, do you journal?" They're like, "No."
why would I do
Like,
that?
right.
Mean?
Like, it's great. It's
So
therapeutic.
good for you. It really
Yeah.
is. That's my therapist taught me a new way to journal because
Mhm.
before I would do similar to you, I would do like downloads, things that just
Uh-huh.
came to my head. I would try to do that at night.
Uh-huh.
I would do, and I still do like gratitude in the morning.
Mhm.
I don't do it every morning anymore though, which I need to get back to. I like having a separate gratitude journal though. I think
Yes.
that's different, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
and I would just kind of journal about how I was feeling in a moment. If something
Mhm.
happened, I would journal it out. And
Mhm.
my therapist showed me like, well, when you're having like a situation that's uncomfortable, that's the time to journal as well. And I do these things called thought records. And so
Ooh.
I'll write out the situation, whatever the situation was, I'll write it out. And then I'll write out the automatic thought that I had attached to that situation.
Mm.
And then I'll write out the emotions that I felt. And I have a little like emotion wheel, and I can like look at the different, because you know your emotions are so complicated. There's
Yeah.
so many different layers, subtypes, and you know that layer out to other emotions. So looking at a wheel kind of helps you specify it better.
Uh-huh.
And then writing out those, the emotions that I'm feeling then. So once I get it all out, sometimes I'll write like, well, how do I feel about how I reacted? And like,
Mhm.
did I react in a way that I want to react the next time?
Mhm.
Um, what can I do right now to make myself feel better? And a lot of times, like right now, you can't see it. I have like on YouTube, I have on my big screen, my TV, I have like the ocean, so it's like fish in the water, and like it's really calming. But I do
Mhm.
things like that to like when I'm feeling anxious or if I'm feeling tired or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'll do things like that. So I'll play like rain sounds or I'll listen to
Yes.
waterfalls.
Yeah.
Water is really soothing for me. Um,
Yeah.
and so those are the things that I'll do when I feel like upset about something, especially
Mhm.
after journaling it out. Then I just kind of,
Mhm.
I call it self-soothing, you know. Well, that's not what I
Yeah.
call it. That's what it's called. But I have a self-soothing box. I'll go in my self-soothing
Yeah.
box and grab something. I have little like rose oil that I'll like wave in my
Yes.
I have Play-Doh, and then journaling. I have my onyx stone, which is
Yeah.
helps with grounding.
Mhm.
So those are just the different things that I do and attached to journaling.
I
Um,
love that. I
mhm,
love that.
mhm. Yeah, that she put me on. I was like, okay. She's like, but what are you actually journaling about? Like, we can
Right.
this is a tool. Let's use it as a tool for real. I was like,
Right.
okay, I
Yeah.
like this.
But that's how you progress in your healing journey, because it's you're putting some type of organization into it so that you can see like, okay, this is what's happening, now I know what I can change next time, opposed to just journaling. And then like obviously that's cool too, but putting, okay, this is what happened, this is how I felt, this is how I reacted,
Hmm.
that way you can see like your own patterns, and then you can take from that like, okay, this is how I react, this, it's like how you said, like, is this how I want to react, so next time this is what I want to do. I think that's really smart.
Hmm. Yeah, and it helps. It does help. And I noticed that I'm a lot better at dealing with those situations. It's still like, you're never going to not have hard situations. They're always going to be
Right.
difficult times, but I'm able to overcome those circumstances and those emotions faster now. So
Right.
like instead of being like if I would, for example, I would freak out if I'm late for something. Like if I have
Mhm.
a class and I pull up, there's traffic, so I pulled up 10 minutes before, or there's
Yeah.
something out of my control completely that the studio isn't open and I have to wait until my time slot, and now I'm like
Yeah.
rushing to try to get everything. I freak out in those moments.
Yeah.
But knowing like, okay, I know that I'm freaking out. I have like a little tool that I can use, or like
Mhm.
last time I journaled about this, I realized that it wasn't that deep and the
Yeah.
situation didn't happen. Like nothing crazy happened because I was late. It was fine.
Right.
I'm able to remind myself that, and then I'm able to kind of like calm myself faster than I would if I didn't journal it before, if I didn't have the tools that I have now.
Right.
It definitely makes a huge difference.
It definitely.
Absolutely. Any closing thoughts on journaling and why it's important for you?
Yes, I think it's important for just important in general, because I think it's a great way for people to kind of like dial down the anxiety. Because I know that's something a lot of people, excuse me, experience, and I know most people don't know how to dial it down. Like, it's don't underestimate, even if you don't have like a journal and pen, like just say if you go somewhere, and I've experienced this plenty of times. I've gone somewhere and like it's so many people and I get anxiety because I'm just like, who are these people around here?
Who are you people?
Who are you guys? So I'll like grab my phone and go to my notes, and I'll just like in the midst of it just be like, breathing, and I'm like, okay, right now I don't feel safe because these people are around me, and I thought it was only going to be 5 people, and
Now there's not. There's 20.
right, it's 20 people. So it's like, don't underestimate the ability to just write stuff out, like opposed to just holding it in and being like, oh, and then you go snap on somebody because this tension is not being released anywhere. So,
Right.
like I said, don't underestimate being able to just write. I think it's a great way to even manifest your feelings in that moment. You can write, I am safe. I am going to be okay. I'm going to have a good time. And it's like, once you read it, it like reaffirms you, like, okay. It's like your friend talking to you, like, okay, you're right. I'm good. I'm safe.
Yes.
So I think journaling is great. It's a great tool that, like I always say, is just very underestimated. Everybody should utilize it.
Seriously, I completely agree with that. And thank you for that. Yes. That was a great example and a great story. Yes. So I would love for us to take some time to journal. I know I put this, I asked you to bring a journal for a reason because we're going to spend some time. But I have a self-love letter that I would love us to write to ourselves. So just to give us a preface, imagine that you are someone who knows the real you, like knows you, like for real.
Yeah.
Someone who knows you deeply but has never been able to express those feelings to you. You deserve to be admired, and you should always be your own admirer. So start your letter with dearest you, with this in mind. So someone who really knows you, someone who wants to express all the feelings they have for you but have never been able to do that before, from your own, like from this first person, from the first person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So while we do that, I'm gonna play I'm gonna play some affirmations, and we're gonna take about 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes to just take your time, enjoy, and write to yourself because you deserve it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do it.
I love my body and everything it does for me. I am enough. I am worthy of love. I am kind to myself. I embrace my unique individuality. I deserve happiness. I let go of negative self-talk. I am whole. Everything I need is within me. I deserve to have fun. I am strong and resilient. Loving myself comes easily and naturally. I deserve happiness. I am deserving of love. I let go of my past and live in the present. I am growing each and every day. I forgive myself and learn from my mistakes. I am a work of art. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I let go of what no longer serves me. I have a lot to offer. I love every part of what makes me who I am. I choose to stop apologizing for being me. I show myself compassion. I am enough. Take your time. I love my body and everything it does for me. I am enough. I am worthy of love. I am kind to myself. I embrace my unique individuality. I deserve happiness. I let go of negative self-talk. I am whole. Everything I need is within me. I deserve to have fun. I am strong and resilient. Loving myself comes easily and naturally. I deserve happiness. I am deserving of love. I let go of my past and live in the present. I am growing each and every day. I forgive myself and learn from my mistakes. I am a work of art. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I let go of what no longer serves me. I have a lot to offer. I love every part of what makes me who I am. I love my body and everything it does for me. I am enough. I am worthy of love. I am kind to myself. I embrace my unique individuality. I deserve happiness. I let go of negative self-talk. I am whole. Everything I need is within me. I deserve to have fun. I am strong and resilient. Loving myself comes easily and naturally. I deserve happiness. I am deserving of love. let go of my past and live in the present. I am growing each and every day. I forgive myself and learn from my mistakes. I am a work of art. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I let go of what no longer serves me. I have a lot to offer. I love every part of what makes me who I am. I love my body and everything it does for me. I am enough. I am worthy of love. I am kind to myself. I embrace my unique individuality. I deserve happiness. I let go of negative self-talk. I am whole. Everything I need is within me. I deserve to have fun. I am strong and resilient. Loving myself comes easily and naturally. I deserve happiness. I am deserving of love. I let go of my past and live in the present. I am growing each and every day. I forgive myself and learn from my mistakes. I am a work of art. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I let go of what no longer serves me. I have a lot to offer. I love every part of what makes me who I am.
All right, we're going to wrap up. And of course, you can always go back and add in, you know, as you see fit. You can go back and continue writing. But how was that experience for you?
It was great.
Yeah.
It actually brought back memories. I back in like 2019, I used to write myself love letters
Oh.
every day for like 3 months straight.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was a life changing experience. Like I would literally write the note, fold it up, and then like put it next to me, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh,
Oh.
oh my
That's
god.
so cute. I love this.
Yes, I'm writing this like, oh, I
Oh.
love this.
Channeling
Yes.
younger Bella, huh?
Yes.
Oh. I love that so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's so sweet. I used to buy myself Valentine's Day gifts.
Oh,
I would like go and buy a gift and I would like wrap it just like you and I would like put it on my dresser. So when I woke up, I'd be like, oh,
oh
a
yes.
gift for
Oh
me.
yes.
It's so good to just treat yourself.
It is.
You deserve it. Um,
Yes.
it was good for me too. I think it was a little enlightening because I tend to compliment myself on accomplishments, and it's not
Mm,
always about that. So I that's what it started out as, but I caught it and I was like, okay, what else?
right,
What's under that though? Um,
right.
and I want to share what I put at the end. You don't have to work to be worthy. In fact, you
Mm,
are worthy without work. You are worthy, period. Embrace that. I know you understand it, but it's time you embody it by reclaiming your time. Take it back. Take your time, take your rest, take off work, do
mm,
something fun, hang with people you love. It's okay.
yes,
Clap, snap, and a shake. That's what we do. We clap, snap, and a shake.
yes.
Ah, clap, snap, and a shake. Ah,
Mm,
clap,
mm,
snap, and a
mm,
shake.
mm.
Ah, clap, snap, and a shake. Ah.
Man, oh, I
Yes.
felt that.
So I love what you just said, though. You would write yourself. So, like, was it a long letter or would it be just a couple of
It
sentences?
will be a letter, like it'll be a letter, and it will be something that obviously I felt that day, that week that was happening. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put in a letter and I'll just fold it up.
I love that. I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
start doing that because I was
yeah.
thinking about I want to write myself letters and I want to write myself permission slips. That's something else.
Ooh.
I was watching the same young lady Alicia. She was mentioning permission slips, how she gives herself permission to
Uh
take
huh.
time off, or giving herself permission to rest, to giving herself permission to go
Yeah.
somewhere and like not think about work. And I
Yes.
think that's something else that I need for myself. So I think I'm gonna definitely do that.
Do that. Yes.
Right, maybe every other. It'll be like one day, one night. I'll write a letter to myself,
Uh
and the
huh.
next day I'll write a permission slip.
I
But
love that.
I'm gonna sign it and
Okay.
everything, make it
Yes.
official. But
You
yes, so
deserve.
this was amazing. I really appreciate you for coming on. This is a little bit of a different format than what I usually do for Self Love Celebration. Typically, it's just
Hmm.
on Zoom and it's just us. But since I was resting, I didn't have the time to promote the way I needed to, and that's fine.
And that's
It's
okay.
amazing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we still had a great experience. It was really good, catching up with you. I always enjoy your perspective. You teach me something. So I just enjoy having conversations with you. And I hope that you feel the same.
I do. I'm grateful for you because I was just thinking to myself, I was writing like, yo, this is so therapeutic. And I feel like what you're doing is amazing. Like,
Oh, thank
you
you.
taking the time out of your life to do this, to help other people, like that's special. And I don't ever want you to doubt yourself. It doesn't matter how many people. It's going to grow. It's going to grow. So as long as you understand what you're doing and how
Mhm.
powerful it is, and you recognize that, it's going to grow on its own. So
Thank
this,
you.
whatever stage you're in your journey with this, just know over time it's going to get grown. I feel it. So I'm sitting here damn near about to cry because I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, this is so underrated. Like,
Oh, thank you.
you helping women like just reconnect with themselves, that's special, and we need that. So I want to reaffirm you and let you know you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much, Bella. I affirm myself.
Yes.
I receive that. I receive that. So yes, I'm gonna be reposting this video. So tell people where they can meet you or see you. Where are you? Where can they find you?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram, the Bella Ami. That's the Bella AMI. Or you can go to my website. That's where I update everything, blogs, vlogs, classes. You can go to bellaami333.com.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I'm gonna be hitting you up, or you're gonna be. I don't know how we're gonna do this for our podcast situation, but y'all keep
Yes.
an eye out because we're gonna continue to collaborate because we just
Oh,
align
yes,
so
ma'am.
well.
Are you coming to Chicago anytime soon?
Yeah, actually, I am coming in May because my nephew is graduating high school, which is crazy. But
Okay,
I
great.
should be there in May.
We need to link then.
Yes, I would love that. I would
Okay.
love that. Well,
Thank
thank you,
you.
everybody. Of course, and thanks everyone for tuning in. And those of you who watch the playback, feel free to follow me. You can get in touch with me at shegotlove.com. That's where all my classes and all my things are. You can find me on Instagram at She Got Love and also at Shan Got Moves. Facebook She Got Love, and I barely be on Twitter, but there it is. a little bit more supported in your journey of your self-love journey and all those good things. So until next time, y'all, peace.
Bye, everybody. Peace out.
Bye.